these on 100% Dak?
No, look, with interceptions, should he have caught the ball? You can make an argument one way or another, falling down like that. And the corner did a really nice job of anticipating what the route was going to be, being in that spot. So you have to give Jacksonville some level of credit as well. To me, Wild, it's more a function of where his numbers are over the course of the season, and especially here recently, from a guy that traditionally is very strong in that area.
So that's correct, because I don't think Dak is going to wow you with his arm angles or amazing throws, but he had been great taking care of the football, and we can show you the numbers. This year it has not been that. Since he returned from the injury, he has the most picks in the NFL. Over the last 4 weeks, he has the most picks in the NFL. Over the course of the entire season, only Matt Ryan and Davis Mills have more interceptions, and Dak's played 9 games. Now, where I disagree with Brew a bit is, since they played the Packers, here's what they've done. They annihilated the Vikings. The following game,
We're pretenders.
The ceiling is high.
No, I understand, but I think you're overrating how often they get to their floor, because they annihilated the Vikings, they beat the Giants, they then beat the Colts by 35 points. They then beat a, admittedly, very frisky Texans team. And this weekend, they lost to, they lost to future first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback.
Here we go.
So let's all calm down on that. With that said, I do think that the Cowboys we now have to recognize the defense wasn't quite as good as the numbers suggested early on. They will go into the NFC playoffs with, at best, the 3rd best defense in the NFC playoffs, because they're not as good as San Francisco, not as good as Philly. And so you can't, when those teams are the teams you're competing with, you can't expect your defense to simply carry you. Your offense needs to make hay as well, and I think it can if Dak doesn't turn the ball over. But those picks yesterday were egregious. You're up 10 points, you're on it in your own end, you throw a pick which opens the door to losing, and then in overtime, they got the ball second in overtime, which is a totally different situation, because you're almost at midfield and a field goal wins it. All you got to do is not turn the ball over.
Tell me about it.
And you turn the ball over.
Go.
And so I understand, Brew, your point that is a
you got to make that catch. I hear you.
But it's also a weird throw. He's like jumping, and it's not. Weird stuff can happen in that spot, and it's too many interceptions.
Okay.
Now let's talk about a great quarterback.
Can we hit the music, please?
Yeah, please.
We got music?
Begrudgingly, yes.
Music?
Coach, don't be late for this train like you were Mahomes.
The Prince threw for 318 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yep.
It was a coronation
Yep.
in Jacksonville.
Sure.
Nick?
Did he write that for you, Wiles? Nick?
I wrote this one. I had the court, since I am the court jester of the royal,
the leader of the
royal family. Nick?
Yeah.
Do you want to crown the prince who was promised?
Well, he's already been crowned. I want to know if you guys want to admit that while I have my limitations as a broadcaster, at times I come across as a bit arrogant. My hair is kind of a mess. When it comes to my instinct on quarterbacks, and my next miss will be my first, my friends. Coach, don't bring up anything about Dwayne Haskins. None of that. So here's the deal, guys. This team was 3-7, and the Titans were 7-3. And now the Jags are going to win the division. And why are they going to win the division? Well, can we show you what Trevor Lawrence has done since Week 9? Because it is jarring. Guys!
That's not funny.
Guys, this is a professional show. Okay. That's not the Trevor Lawrence graphic. There it is. Oh, okay. He's first in passer rating. He's first in completion percentage. He's first in touchdown interception ratio. So I will ask Coach this question. Other than Patrick Mahomes, who you finally have gotten on board with after years,
taking a while,
is there any quarterback in football that you are certain will be better than Trevor Lawrence over the next 5 seasons? That you're certain will be better than him? Because there's not, for me, Burrow right now has a leading edge. There's a lot of guys right now that are better than him. But this is a second-year blue chip prospect. Is there anyone you're certain will be better than him over the next 5 seasons?
As much as I love far-reaching analytical questions that you'd actually like to have more than 10 seconds to analyze. Look, I love the fact that you say that you're so good at evaluating quarterbacks. We could go back to a lot of takes over the years.
Thank you, Coach.
Where not only have you missed, but you've missed by about
Not since we've been in the
Baker
studio.
Mayfield.
missed by
Been here
about
3 weeks.
a mile. Now, look, Trevor Lawrence over the past 4 to 5 weeks actually 6 weeks has been impressive. 5 out of 6 weeks with over 100 quarterback rating, the great TD to interception ratio. All those things are encouraging, especially when you look at last year, where he had one game the whole year, last game of the season, over 100 quarterback rating. Those things are really positive and impressive, but this is way too early, especially based off of his body of work.
the thing.
It's been good right now, but I would slow down.
Well, if he's so good, why does he win these games to get to the playoffs? At Jets, at Texans, host the
Because I'm not a quarterback wins guy.
Oh,
How about
okay.
this?
Playing
How about this?
fantasy football.
I guarantee
Just win the
you,
games.
He's not. No, because they're the.
Just win.
Because
They're
it's a
6
team
and
at the
8.
sport.
Jets.
We're supposed to crown him at 6 and 8.
I'm not a quarterback wins guy.
I mean, but the point of the game is to win.
I thought it was.
Ultimately.
Yeah, I understand.
All right,
that.
I'm
Defend
not
the
ready to crown. And let me remind you, I did it last week. I thought this would slow you down. 3 weeks ago, he threw for 179 yards against Detroit.
Yeah, he is.
And scored 14 points
He's
against
had
a
one
bad
bad game
defense.
in 6 weeks. No quarterback is great. every
And now
week.
we're saying he's going to be
Well,
better
there's
than
one.
Joe Burrow, and he's going to be better than Josh Allen
That's
and
not the
Jalen
show's
Hurts.
position.
Let's not forget about him. I mean, can we slow down? I like him.
He's
I
had a
like
good
the
month.
Prince.
You know, Jalen-
no, he
6
has.
weeks, yeah.
I like him,
Month
but
and
I'm
a
just
half,
saying
month and a
slow.
half. Hat trick, including back-to-back stunning goals in the 80th and 81st minute. There is this stop here. Is that the one? Yeah, I thought that was. I mean, that saves the World Cup. That right there. France wins the World Cup if not for that stop in the 124th minute. It's just perfect. And Messi and Mbappe both played perfect tournaments, in my opinion. And Messi wins. I'm just so happy. It's the greatest soccer game I've ever seen in my whole
Great,
life.
I agree. The other winner, I don't want to, I thought Mbappe was a winner in his own right for being sort of like the new champion. Messi, obviously, the capping moment of his career. The other winner, Chris Broussard, who completes the trifecta of predictions: Warriors, Astros, and now Argentina. Congratulations.
Thank you, Wiles. Thank you. Thank you. Nick took a victory lap last segment. I don't even know what for. I deserve this. I picked the NBA champion
Yes.
Warriors.
Oh.
I picked the World Series champion
Facts.
Astros.
That one is correct.
And out of this wild field,
Yep.
somehow I saw it all along.
That's correct.
Argentina
You picked the favorite.
would prevail.
And I'm proud of you.
Oh,
International
now that they're the favorite,
However,
I get no credit.
How?
'cause they're
No,
the
you
favorite.
get credit for it. But you did not pick the Warriors. You picked the Suns over the
Talking about
Nets.
soccer right now.
The
Definitely
Suns
picked
over the
Argentina.
Nets. That was your pick. It was the
Congratulations
Suns.
specifically
to Messi and Broussard.
Thank you.
New report
Bob.
out of LA.
Thank you.
Sham saying AD is going to miss a month with a foot injury. Haynes says indefinitely, which always scares me.
Oof.
So, Brew, how should AD's injury impact the Lakers' trade plans moving forward?
This is tough because I think if you're the Lakers, and I think they're already doing this, Nick, but you have to think about not just this year. Look, LeBron and AD are there for the next few years, all right? So you've got to make a pick that is not just for this season, but also for the future, or a trade, I should say. I'm here, Nick. I'm not trading Russell Westbrook. To me, unless it's like a no-brainer, I don't need the energy that he brings is very important off the bench, is very important to a team that's older and not particularly athletic. So I think that's big for
You
them.
wouldn't trade him for a legit third option. You wouldn't trade him for DeMar DeRozan.
He is a legit third
You
option.
wouldn't trade him for DeMar DeRozan.
I don't know that they're getting. I don't know that I would, because DeMar, it's going to be a tough fit. You think DeMar's just going to automatically drop in with LeBron and AD and be DeMar? That's the challenge of playing with LeBron and AD. Is the third guy's not. LeBron's never had a third option that played up to his maximum individual ability.
No,
He
that's
hasn't.
true, but it's also he's never had a second option be a post player the way, because the second options
As
were
good as
Wade and
AD.
Kyrie. No, but right, and the third
Wade,
options were the
right.
post guys, and so that changes it a bit. Here's where I'm at. This should not 1% change whatever their trade plans were. Now, maybe their trade plans had already become, we're keeping Russ, and we're following what the very smart Nick Wright said in trading Patrick Beverley, Kendrick Nunn, and a pick for Bojan Bogdanovic or something similar, right? a player of that caliber. If that's what they want to do, so be it. If they want to get really ambitious and go call the Raptors because they're falling apart, or the Bulls because they're falling apart, or the Wizards because they're falling apart for one of their star players for Russell Westbrook and the picks, so be it. But what you can't do is sign 37, turns 38 in a week and a half-year-old LeBron James to an extension. Watch LeBron just last night tied Michael Jordan for a record. He'll pass him in tonight's game or tomorrow's game. Most consecutive 30-point games by a 37-year-old. Watch LeBron have another great year. 27, 9, and 7. Now, is he still the best player in the league? Of course not. But still having an amazing season. Watch the team go 11 and 6 in their last 17 games, with 2 of those losses easily could have been wins. And then be like, we're going to worry about the future. You don't sign a guy in year 20.
But what deal are they going to make? Is Bogdanovich getting them over the hump?
Here's the thing. I don't know what the hump is in the West. The Warriors might be done. The Warriors are one game ahead of the Lakers.
You just want to make the playoffs. You just want to make the playoffs and be dangerous.
Because if you have a healthy AD, with him playing at the level he was.
Healthy AD? What?
A healthy AD come the playoffs.
Yeah, even then.
No, but if you have that, and LeBron at this level, and a decent roster, who in the West, like the Pelicans are awesome, but the Pelicans and their total lack of experience, they're so I just don't think it'd be right, Wilds, for the Lakers front office to use the Anthony Davis injury as an excuse to stand pat.
Yeah, I think Pelinka is going to do that, though. I think Pelinka is going to be like,
look, there are not many big-time free agents out there that they're going to get. Harden's there. They're not bringing him. And Kyrie, probably not happening.
No.
Van Vliet, I mean, like, that's the thing. So maybe if you do get a deal, Bogdanovich got 2 years left after this one. I wouldn't let that stop me from doing a deal if I thought